What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting new Liverpool transfer news update video, because Liverpool are trying to sign Gvardiol, however you want to pronounce his name. According to Fabrizio Romano and other prominent journalists, Liverpool are trying everything in their powers to sign Gvardiol, because I think it's safe to say Matip and Gomez are on their way out of Liverpool. We might not sell both of them in this summer transfer window, but I think we will sell at least one of them. And Fabrizio Romano said something very interesting about this Liverpool interest, which I will tell you in full, and we will also look at Gvardiol's career so far. And he is a Liverpool fan as well. He said growing up he was following Liverpool, and he publicly announced that he wants to play in the Premier League in the future. So if you are excited about this news, leave a like, let me know in the comments below what's your prediction for the big Crystal Palace Liverpool game tonight, and also wish me a happy birthday, because my birthday was a few days ago and I'm celebrating it today with my friends, and we are playing a FIFA 23 tournament against each other, 2 against 2 players, and I will upload the gameplay highlights of those games, so not the full games but the highlights cut into a few minute videos, to my second FIFA 23 channel. Link is in the video description. And Fabrizio Romano said keep an eye on Gvardiol, because many top clubs are monitoring him. Chelsea wanted him last summer, but Liverpool are monitoring the player, Man City as well. There is a lot of interest, but nothing will be decided in February or March. It will take time. We know that Leipzig want to make Gvardiol the most expensive centre-back ever. This is a crucial point in the story. They might want to ask for 70, maybe even 80 million pounds. That's why I said 250 million pounds is the minimum that is needed for a considerable Liverpool rebuild. If we don't want to just sign young promising players, but players who can walk into the starting lineup and then straight away start and help Liverpool. Gvardiol is from Croatia. He's only 21 years old. And he's already as big a talent as Konate, and we already have a good relationship with Leipzig because we signed Naby Keita from there, and also Ibrahima Konate as well, and Gvardiol could be Konate's long-term centre-back partner. I think they played together at Leipzig for maybe a season or half a season, I'm not sure, but I think that Gvardiol would be an absolutely terrific signing. He's 185 centimeters tall. Or maybe they didn't play together, because Gvardiol signed for Leipzig in the 2021-22 season, so this is his second full season at Leipzig. In his first season he played 46 games and scored 2 goals. This season he has 28 games already, and also he played for Dinamo Zagreb. He came through the Dinamo Zagreb Youth Academy, and a lot of brilliant players came through the Dinamo Zagreb Youth Academy. I think Luka Modric was one of those type of players. So he started playing football, Gvardiol, at the age of 7, when his father took him to a youth team, and he was spotted by Lokomotiva and Zagreb, 2 clubs, and he received an offer from Dinamo Zagreb, which his family accepted. So he came through the Dinamo Zagreb Youth Academy. He played as a left back and as a centre midfielder, but now his best position is a centre back, which is I think exactly what Liverpool need. His current market value is 75 million pounds, and considering that he only signed for Leipzig for I think a fraction of that, yeah, he cost 19 million euros, which is around 17-16 million pounds. So Leipzig could triple that or maybe quadruple that when they sell Gvardiol in the summer probably. Fabrizio Romano also said that Liverpool have sent their scouts to follow Gvardiol multiple times in the last months. They are scouting him, and that is a big indication that they are very interested. So keep an eye on this situation, saying that's what Fabrizio Romano is saying. Many clubs are interested in Gvardiol, so it will be a race, and I think Gvardiol will want to go to a club who qualifies for the Champions League. But also him being a Liverpool fan growing up, I think that makes a huge difference as well. I think Gvardiol would love to play for Liverpool. He would love to play for the experience of playing for your boyhood club and also for playing in the Premier League. He already publicly stated that his dream is to play one day in the Premier League. And Gvardiol recently gave an interview and he was asked, my dream club, that would be definitely be Liverpool. Since I was little, I watched a lot of Liverpool matches with my dad. We covered every season in detail. It is a club that has remained in my heart. Come on, Liverpool, it's written in the stars. Please sign Gvardiol. It would be absolutely brilliant if we signed him. And Dean Jones believes that the signing of Gvardiol is a big option to consider for Liverpool this summer. There have been alarming moments for Matip and Joe Gomez recently, and Van Dijk's issues have been a concern. So Liverpool absolutely need a centre-back like Gvardiol. And by journalist Zach Lowe, Gvardiol was redescribed as a Rolls Royce of a defender. And that's exactly what people are saying or said about Virgil van Dijk in his prime. Maybe Van Dijk is not down a level from his prime, inevitably after a long injury. That happens to players. But I think we need a big transformative signing like Gvardiol. Virgil van Dijk absolutely transformed our defense, and Gvardiol could do the same. And we need transformative signings in the midfield area as well. So it will be an absolutely crucial transfer window for Liverpool. And Gvardiol also is an experienced international player. He plays in the Champions League with Leipzig. He plays for Croatia. He played in the World Cup. He already played 19 times for Croatia's national team. And also he already won 2 league titles with Dinamo Zagreb. He won the Croatian Cup and Croatian Super Cup. And he won Leipzig's first trophy, the DFB Pokal, which is the German Cup, in the 2021-22 season. So in his first season, Leipzig managed to go all the way and win the German Cup. And he also finished in 3rd place in the World Cup. But I don't really need to advertise Gvardiol here. You guys know all about him. He scored a brilliant header against Manchester City in the Champions League. He's a really big threat from set pieces, from corners, from free kicks. But defensively, he's very strong, very big, and also quite fast as well. And that Man City goal made Gvardiol the youngest ever Croatian to score in a Champions League knockout phase game. And considering how many brilliant Croatians already played in the Champions League, that's quite an achievement. He was 21 years old and 30 days old. So he just became 21 in February, which is absolutely crazy how young he is. Sorry, in January he became 21 years old. So he still has most of his best years ahead of him. And it's frightening to think about if Gvardiol is borderline world class already. He's just on the precipice of becoming world class. How good will he be when he hits his prime years, which for a centre-back is 26, from 26, 27 years old to 31, 32. That's the prime years of a centre-back. If we could get Gvardiol right now on a 5 or a 6 year contract in the summer, and maybe we could have our centre-back pairing of Konate and Gvardiol for the next 8 years, 7 years, that would be absolutely brilliant. And it would hopefully start another era of Jurgen Klopp's brilliant trophy-winning Liverpool side, Liverpool 2.0 as people start to call this rebuild. And what I absolutely hate, some Liverpool-based journalists are saying Liverpool are in transition, like James Pearce said, rebuild is the watchword. Liverpool aren't in terminal decline. This is a team in transition. And that process is currently a painful one. The summer is key to their evolution. But James Pearce, last summer, in fact, on August the 11th, exactly at the start of the Premier League season, James Pearce said it's utterly ridiculous that Liverpool are not serious about winning trophies this season. They nearly completed a clean sweep last season, that's true. And they will be bang in the mix. Remember, this is James Pearce's words. On August the 11th, 2022, he said they will be bang in the mix for the biggest prizes this time around, whether they make any more signings or not. Liverpool didn't make a midfielder signing apart from Arthur, who is constantly injured since we signed him on loan. And yet James Pearce was so horribly wrong, because we are out of the FA Cup, out of the League Cup, out of the title race, and virtually out of the Champions League, barring the biggest miracle comeback that you have ever seen in Liverpool's history, because even Liverpool haven't come back from a home free goal deficit in Champions League history or in any European history. Because to lose away from home by 3 goals and to come back at home, Liverpool have done that. But the other way around, no. And I don't see any chance. So Liverpool are out of every single competition in February. And yet James Pearce said, oh no, don't worry, we don't need any other signings. Liverpool will be bang in the mix for the biggest trophies. What an utter nonsense. Absolutely false. And James Pearce is a mouthpiece for FSG. He is defending FSG's agenda, FSG's PR, and he wants to stay in the good books of Liverpool FC and of the owners, because that's how he gets these interviews that he's doing. And I think he was badly wrong, and he should blame FSG right now, but he doesn't. He never wrote a very critical article about the Liverpool owners. And that's very telling. He's pointing the fingers at everybody but the owners. And I think that tells you its own story, doesn't it? And Jurgen Klopp admitted that Liverpool need the financial boost of qualifying for the Champions League. Otherwise, we will have even less money to spend. Jurgen Klopp said it's not helpful if Liverpool miss out on the Champions League. Money always has an impact, and this cannot be that much of an impact. Let me say it like this. Of course it is influential, but this is a summer where we have to be in the market, definitely. And Liverpool said the same last summer, and yes, we spent a lot of money on Darwin Núñez, but we didn't sign a proper midfielder. We were in for Tchouaméni. We missed out on him at the start of the transfer window. Why on earth did Liverpool still not sign a midfielder? I don't understand, honestly. We were trying to sign Tchouaméni for 100 million in July of 2022. And now it's like 9 months later and Liverpool still doesn't have a a midfielder signing. Absolutely ridiculous. And James Pearce is saying a massive overhaul of the playing style this summer is neither realistic nor required. Just look at Chelsea's situation, because they spent more than 500 million pounds and they are in 10th place in the Premier League. And yes, Liverpool don't need to sell half of their team and buy half of starting 11 of players, but we need 3 or 4 really bang on, almost perfect signings. And that's what Jurgen Klopp said as well, that Liverpool absolutely have to be spot on with their transfers. Otherwise, it just won't work, because Liverpool can't afford to sign 4 players or 5 players. And if 2 or 3 doesn't work, it doesn't matter. We can sign another 4 or 5 players next summer. That's not how it works at Liverpool. We need to be really, really careful with our spending. And the players that I would sell or not renew their contracts is James Milner, Adrian, Jordan Henderson. I know it's controversial, but I would sell Henderson in the summer. I would also sell Joel Matip. I would probably keep Firmino just because on a reduced contract he's a useful squad player. I would not renew the contract of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I would keep Naby Keita as well, just because it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to extend his contract than to sign a new player for 40 or 50 million. I would not keep Arthur Melo around. I would also sell Joe Gomez, and I would bring in Gvardiol and maybe a young centre-back. Like Van den Berg is on loan at Schalke. He's out injured at the moment, but I would definitely give him a chance next season. Curtis Jones, Fabio Carvalho, I would give them another season, because they have been, in the case of Curtis Jones, injured too many times, and Fabio Carvalho just didn't get enough playing time to show what he can do. And Jurgen Klopp also said that it's very important for Liverpool to get Champions League football, and I'm sorry that we cannot guarantee the Champions League at this moment, and it's not done yet. We will fight for it, so we don't have to talk about it as though it is not possible, but it is tricky and difficult. And if we qualify, it will be a late decision, I guess. We have to start doing work earlier than before we know where we will end up position-wise and European competition-wise. So these things are clear here. My job is to make it 100% clear what we need from a points point of view, and then other people are responsible for giving us the resources. I have nothing to do with that. We built a stand and the training ground, and the club is in a really good place, but around us a few people are speeding up a little bit, and you cannot ignore that. Man City, Chelsea, Man United are spending huge amounts of money, and Newcastle as well, and they are improving all the time. So Liverpool have to do the same, otherwise we will be left behind. He said, Jurgen Klopp said, I'm optimistic when my owner, John Henry, the club's owner, John Henry is optimistic because it is his business. I'm not involved in the search for investors. I always have the same say. I cannot decide at all about money, not about one penny. It is always the same. The old school managers maybe had a budget and could work like this. It is not that way anymore. So it's not, Jurgen Klopp is not in charge of the business side of things. He's not in charge of the money. He's in charge of making the best team out of the players that he gets. And Jurgen Klopp said, I think differently because I give people time. The world outside doesn't give people time. This world is a crazy place. Not only football, but all. We don't have time for anything anymore. We know everything immediately. We Google everything. Now or never. I'm from a different time. I know that everybody needs time to develop and get back to their best. Everything needs time in life and everyone accepts that for themselves, but not for other people. I couldn't care less about that. It's part of the whole show that we get judged. It's completely normal that people do that nowadays. And that's very wise words from Jurgen Klopp, and that's, I think, the perfect way to end this video. Give this team time, give Jurgen Klopp time, give the young players time to develop. Yes, it's a painful process, and also FSG, give Jurgen Klopp proper resources, proper money to rebuild this Liverpool team. Otherwise, get the hell out of my club. That's my final message. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.